Okay, getting here, let me tell you this. Ray J was just on Pierce Morgan. This is the first interview with Ray J since the Diddy trial started. And look, he said that he's starting to feel real weird about everything that's taking place in this RICO trial, hon. Girl, look, in my notes, it says that he is talking about the Smegs talk. He said that that bedroom info is overwhelming him about this RICO trial. He is even pointing out the ending that we all talked about when the defense said, oh, so it looks like Cassie played you and, telling Cuddy Cassie played both of y'all. And he even talks about this during the Pierce Morgan interview this evening. Okay, so I'm going to try to get it all to you. So he says that he feels like we are all in a vortex of a dominatrix type story. He calls it interesting. And he even says that this entire Diddy trial is entirely press worthy. And Ray J just kind of came to the camera like, where's this all going to go? He's concerned about the jail time that Diddy could have. He says that this whole oral thing with the 19 guys and the blisters and everything, Ray J said that that was disturbing to him. And the key thing to take away is that he says that he was with Diddy up until the trial. Okay. He says that Diddy inspires him. He encouraged me to be a better person. He says that he helped me to run his companies, encouraged me to call my wife all the time. He also talks about Puff and says that he looks to Puff as a mentor and that this is all exposing Puff's life and his private life. And Ray J doesn't feel good about that. He says it's diabolical, it's chilling, and it's scary. Now, you know he's not going to be Ray J without bringing that little bit of extra tea that will normally go viral, okay? He said that the celebs, especially celebs like him, are trying to walk the right path and that the celebs are disturbed about the trial. He claims that whoever is mad at Puff is at the top and that they are really mad and wants to see Diddy rot in jail. He didn't say who these persons are, but he feels that they are at the top and they want to see Puff rot in jail. As for Puff and what Pierce was asking him, he said, free Puff. That's what he said. He said, Diddy's going to get out and it's going to be sooner than we all think. He said, all of this is coming out and is really starting to worry him. However, he said, let Diddy out. He said, free Diddy, free Puff. Now, with the compassion that the sexy can-I artist can bring, he did say that he was hurt when he saw the hotel video of Cassie. He said that there's nothing else to talk about that. He does not feel good about anything that happened in that video. When he spoke to Puff, it was a week and a half before it all went down. So he just says he does not feel good about everything that happened in that video. And he also talked about how he feels that the video was altered and that the courts and even CNN did not give us the entire video, as we now know from what we saw on YouTube with the 15-minute release. Now, the One Wish artist did say that he wanted us to know that he loves Puff, okay? He talks about how he spoke to Diddy a week and a half before it all went down. He said, we didn't talk long, but I love Diddy and I love the family. Yet, when I begin to be vocal on all those viral interviews that went viral after the arrest, he said that they took it all wrong, the family, and that I got in a wrong space with the family, he says. And he feels like the world is against Diddy right now. That's what it feels like. He said it's a dangerous world and that the power is being played and it's a whole circus act that we're watching going on. Now, the artist went on in the interview with Pierce Morgan to say that it's getting really freakier. He says it's getting dirtier and he can smell it in the room. So when Pierce asked him, well, did you ever attend any freak offs? Ray J danced around with the I attended a Diddy party. We never went to a freak off. We never knew that a freaky door existed, he said. And in my world, I would have gotten an invitation to a freaky door. I would have been the one to get an invitation, Ray J says. So if there was a freak off, Ray J says he would have been the first to know. Girl, as for that fight with Quincy and Christian, here's what he had to say. He says that it got intense. They approached him about the interviews that he was doing, and he says that he had to let it go the first two times, but then that third time, Ray J said he had to be about all his business. He said that he went left and they had a really intense scuffle, how he described it, and then he says, I walked away. They, as any sons would, were trying to just make their point about how he was talking out there in the streets, in the interviews about their dad, right? Since then, he says that we were able to get on the phone and we have been able to talk it all out. You know, we've seen him with all the emotion on Instagram, but he says that he was the bigger person, okay? He said that they thought that the sons of Diddy thought that certain comments, like when Ray J said And he, quote, in the Pierce Morgan interview, asses are being taken in ways that nobody can explain. And we all know that that moment went viral. And they just kind of felt that he took the viral video interviews. He says, well, I think you're taking it all wrong. And they now understand, he claims, where he's coming from. And that I wasn't trying to take shots at Diddy. I wasn't taking shots at your dad. I was just trying to defend the moment. He also claims that he was in a lot of shock after watching the Cassie Hotel video. Now let's go on and get to what Piers Morgan brought him on the show for, because you already know Piers had an angle, right? So he says, regarding it all, Ray J claims we just need to chill. We need to let Puffy go. Not sure what that meant, but he says to the camera, we need to let Puffy go, right? So then Pierce brings up the Shade Room, right? And he talks about how on the IG, the Shade Room showed your IG, right? And he says that they tried to pew me, they tried to unalive me, and now they're refusing to talk about that day. Well, Ray J says that it was a tough day for everyone's safety. He would rather not talk about that day, right? And he says it is best that I keep it all to myself for my safety. He says I need to keep that all to myself. All of it that happened, I don't want to relive it again. Yes, he says they didn't pew. It was at my truck. They didn't pew at me. So I don't know who scared Ray J off, but he is trying to make it crystal clear that they did not pew at me. He says that they pewed at the truck. I guess y'all got it all wrong. Well, we got it from him when he said it on the IG video, but we have it all wrong. He says that they didn't pew at him. They pewed at the truck. It was at a place, and he was like, they were trying to make him leave, and he was just in a really bad situation, and that was all. Now, you YouTubers, I know you're going to go ahead and get at it. So go ahead and tell me, who scared Ray J off from that news show that he was doing? Why is he no longer willing to do it? Why is he saying, I need to back off from talking, right? He told Pierce that the news is a very dangerous business. And he just kind of commended Pierce Morgan for being so brave to get out there and do those really scary, dangerous stories. All in all, Ray J wants to know that he's clearing the air in LA. In that Pierce Morgan interview, he says that he's clearing the air. He made a lot of promises. He is just going to leave it at that, he says. And he wants you to know that Diddy did not have anything to do with what he told everyone about that night he was just kind of losing it on IG. He says that Diddy did not have anything to do with that. And Ray J himself personally has his own issues. Ray J kind of concludes the interview with, he wanted to make sure that Pierce Morgan knows, I just want to keep a really clean slate. He says that he has learned that he needs to hold information that he is not supposed to be giving out. And he also said that he is standing by his comment where he said multiple high profile celebs are paying Diddy trial victims, or they're trying to keep their names off of the Diddy trial. Ray J did stand his ground on that. He says that I do stand on that. He says all of it seems like a movie, and it's like really real, like a movie, and it's scary and it's uncomfortable. He says everything is going to come out, and when it's supposed to, everything is going to come out and everything is going to come to the light. You know, Ray J was going to be Ray J with that interview. He sort of ended the whole thing with favorite stars that we all adore. He says, do not want things to come out. He also said that this is not it. You will see me again. There is a part two. He tells Pierce Morgan that he has more to say. Not sure if he's going to say it to Pierce, or will Ray J go back on against everything that he said and do another news segment on his show? Not sure, but he did mention that favorite stars that we all adore are going to be having some things come out, and I'm assuming Ray J is going to be the one to drop that tea. We shall see.